friends. So I'm thinking about some things that I wanted to share with you. Hey, the dog is barking, and there he is. This is Luca. Luca's upset. There's somebody here, but we're going to ignore that. So I'm thinking about this life, right? We live within this synthetic grid, this synthetic energetic grid on this beautiful, amazing organic planet. And when you drop into yourself and you get really deep in your infinite self, in your infinite heart, you can see the grid. You can see all of the layers and all of the bits and pieces and the energetic structure of it. You can see all of it. And sometimes you don't see it, sometimes you feel it. And for me, it feels like blankets, just layers and layers and layers of blankets piled on top of me. And, if you're underneath like 50 blankets, can you breathe? Can you feel? Can you emote? Can anyone see you? Can anyone see your light? And it's easy to think, oh, well, I'm just going to throw off all these blankets. Ooh, throw them off. And that would be great if that worked. But the matrix has redundancies, and those redundancies all revolve around agreements. And these agreements are things that we've agreed to, things that others, our caretakers, parents, have agreed to for us. And in order to throw off these blankets, we need to understand the agreements that we've made or that were made for us, and break those contracts, resolve those contracts, maybe is a better word. So, it's just like a vampire can't come into your house unless you invite them in. Evil asks for permission. And that evil might be under a glamour of, something so beautiful and sweet and amazing. And they might say all the right things and make you feel a certain way because they're love bombing you, and, they're plugging in and filling those holes that the synthetic matrix has placed in your etheric, making you feel less than, making you feel unworthy, making you feel unwhole, and making you feel like you need something outside of you to fill those holes. And so evil comes in and says, hey, what about this? You interested in this? Would you like me to do this for you? And you're like, ooh, your brain in the synthetic matrix is like, ooh, that sounds like fun. Let's do that, Meanwhile, your body is screaming, kicking and screaming, saying, no, 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 do not make that agreement. Do not trust this entity, this being. Do not trust them. And how often do we listen to that? We live our lives so entrenched in the synthetic grid that we're so disconnected, completely disconnected from our infinite heart, from our organic timeline, from the part of us that walks in spirit, that knows who we are and why we are, the part of us that longs for us to walk our organic timeline and live the life we came here to live. That is our intuition. That is our knowing. That is our wisdom. That is timelines and dimensions and galaxies worth of wisdom and knowing and love and experience that we are keeping in a little box over here while we play in this synthetic playground by rules that we did not create, that do not benefit us, that do not serve us, that only serve the frickin' masters. And can you feel the difference of these worlds? And where do you want to live? Which world do you want to live in? Because this one, your organic timeline, is available to you. But you can't get here through this. You only get there through here. This is the only way. The only way out of this is in here. That was a little emphatic, but I feel very passionate about this. It's time for this, the synthetic matrix, to go. And if it doesn't have our energy feeding it, it will die. It is already dying. We need to stop feeding it our energy and start feeding our energy back here to our organic timeline and the people in our community who are also walking their organic timelines and the people who are vulnerable in this matrix, so that we can help them to get out of it and support them through that process. Excuse me. We have to stop feeding the beast. And I know that that can feel scary and overwhelming. But it's not going to get any better until we do. You can look around, see what's going on in the world. Do you like it? Does it feel heart-centered and in the highest and greatest good of all? Is what's going on in the world right now the beautiful place that you want to live, that you want your children to live in, that you want your grandchildren to inherit and your great-grandchildren? Do you want them to be born into the synthetic world? Do you want them to be born into a cage? And if the answer is no, it's time to start working. It's time to start resolving and relinquishing and dissolving those contracts and those agreements that are binding you to that synthetic matrix. The time is now. It can't wait. And if you need help with this, there are hundreds of coaches out there that can help you with this. And I am one of them. I mean, I am more than happy. I am thrilled and delighted to sit with you in your process and show you the way home to yourself. If you're ready, my link will be in the description to this video. Please reach out. I offer a sliding fee scale. I work virtual and in person. The time is now, friends. There's no more, let's wait and see what happens. Because we know what that's going to get us. And it's not good. Blessed be.